All right, now we're joined by Justin Davis, Greg Miller.
Hey.
Here to talk about Titan. You guys hear about this? This is one of the big news items of the week.
Everybody loves this Attack on Titan. It's like the really popular anime.
I've been meaning to watch that for a while.
Also, Remember the Titans was the prequel.
Yeah.
That was a football
Hayden
movie?
Panettiere was a little baby in it, and then she grew up.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
No.
That's how babies do it.
No. I guess we actually, this is like, just see, it's so mysterious, there's like no imagery from the game.
So here's just random
some
Blizzard
Hearthstone
stuff.
and some Diablo and other Blizzard stuff. Yeah. This was supposed to be Blizzard's next MMO, right?
Yeah.
Which was...
Blizzard has a really, really bad habit of announcing things when they start developing them. They announced Diablo 2, like, I think 3 or 4 years before it ultimately came out. And I think they did the same with Diablo 3 was announced years and years before it ended up shipping.
Well, to be fair, in the case of Titan, a lot of that just kind of dribbled out over time through like job listings and stuff.
There was never like an official announcement of the game, but they talked about it publicly.
Right, they acknowledged it.
They did acknowledge it. Yeah, 7 years is a long time. I think we were talking about yesterday, at least 100 people apparently were working on the game.
Man.
It's just a lot. That's a good chunk of your life to spend on something that just gets scrapped, right?
Can you imagine, like, 7 years? If 7 years of my career was just erased, not only did like it just not happen, but no one got to see it or appreciate any of the work that I'd done.
Yeah.
I feel like
you still get 7 years worth of working at Blizzard. Paychecks and working at Blizzard on your resume.
That is true.
I say God bless them. Good move.
Yeah.
Too many games come out that suck,
true,
and it's just like, why? Like Duke Nukem Forever should have been canceled. They should have pulled the plug. They could not find the fun, as Blizzard said, right? Like,
the fun, passion.
I mean, in the absence of like details or official word from Blizzard, it definitely seems like it was in the works so long that the video game industry had just changed and evolved. Like they started it as a follow-up to WoW, but then MMOs started to look and feel really, really different. So my guess would be that they probably had to change directions in that way. And then Facebook games became a huge thing, and then mobile games became a huge thing, and
motion controls.
Yeah.
And VR headsets.
And so once a game's been in the works that long, and you end up like chasing and chasing.
Like 7 years ago, so 2007. What was that coming out? That's like Halo 3. It's like that's when.
Yeah, 2007 was a big year.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually, we've talked about that's one of the biggest years.
One of the best ever.
Yeah.
So now Sony should follow suit and cancel The Last Guardian. Just say you could not find the fun and stop. Don't do this. Don't put this game out that'll never live up to any hype.
Blizzard is not shy about doing this. This is far from the first time that they've canceled something.
Yeah.
I remember I was a hardcore PC gamer in my youth. And I was a major league, still am, adventure game fan, point-and-click adventure game. They had a Warcraft game called Warcraft Adventures that was like cel-shaded, beautiful.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
I mean, it's Blizzard art in a point-and-click graphic adventure setting, canceled. After magazine cover stories, previews,
that and StarCraft Ghost. I played StarCraft Ghost at E3. They had a huge sort of.
You said StarCraft Goat, and that would be
That's a much. I would totally play that. Yeah.
Fun.
You are a goat on the planet of StarCraft.
And that game was another one that seemed, I mean, who knows really truly how finished it was, but like it was
that supposed to be the StarCraft shooter?
Yeah,
it was a third-person
shooter. You played as a
game.
stealth sniper. You played as one
PS2,
of those.
original Xbox.
Yeah.
The magazine I used to work at, we put it on the cover twice.
I mean, that's the thing. Like that game was totally fun, and it must have had like real problems for Blizzard to cancel it. But it seems strange that they were so willing to, just not see it through. But they must have known things that we didn't about the nature of the product. Titan is even crazier, in my opinion.
You're one of the bigger MMO fans in the office, I think. So, had you been following this game, and were you disappointed? Were you looking forward to it?
Well, so information came out today about what Titan supposedly was. Props to Kotaku for getting the scoop on that. Trying to get people to speak off the record, and sci-fi MMO set in the near future where you
on
had
planet Earth, so like not in a fantasy world.
Right. Like a fictional version of Earth in the future where we'd fended off an alien invasion, and the game's sort of big hook, supposedly, was that you had like a real job, like you were either a mechanic or ran a business, but then you also had like a shadow, like you fought aliens on the side, like you were part of this secret federation. And
you could have a family.
Yeah. Like that sounded awesome, and that was very, very different than what I was imagining. Like I was imagining something much more mass market, like a game that they wanted like 1 billion people to play. Like the Blizzard version of like Farmville is what I envisioned that game being, basically, just because the way they described it was they said they wanted more people playing it than World of Warcraft even. So it sounded pretty hardcore and cool.
I wonder if they're going to go with a proper World of Warcraft 2 now and just like ground up, whole new thing, super next gen, built for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
MMO sequels are really tough to do.
It's true. It's not really been that successful so far, but you know,
Yeah,
Blizzard
Guild
is
Wars,
always
maybe they
one
could
to
be
do
the
it.
leader. I think so. I mean, it's all the stuff we talked about. The video game industry changed so many times since that game's been in the works. But I think what really kind of the gut check that they had with that game was when Hearthstone was such a huge success.
Yeah.
That game was made with a very, very small team. It's radically different than anything else Blizzard has ever done, which is like huge event games. Like we're gonna release one game every 3 years, but it's gonna be incredible. And now they have these smaller teams putting out beta products. They have Heroes of the Storm that's in technical alpha, but you can still sort of download it and play it, stream it. That's the new Blizzard. Like that's what
Think
Blizzard
smaller
is now,
teams, you
in
think?
my opinion. Yeah, I think they had this small team that had this huge success, made a ton of money, and then they can scale it up and make the team bigger from there. So I think that Titan just doesn't fit into the Blizzard of 2014 anymore. Would be what did it. That's my guess.
People love that Diablo 3 on consoles too.
Yep.
So good.
Analysts predicted that Blizzard may have spent $50 million developing Titan, and actually for an MMO over 7 years, that didn't sound that crazy of a number to me.
A couple months of World of Warcraft
I know, right?
revenues. No
I
big
saw-
deal.
I just saw those news stories today. I was like, well, that sounds pretty affordable for a company like
Maybe
Blizzard.
I, Damon Hatfield, will kickstart one of these of my own.
It's also hard to know like what in the works for 7 years. Like was it basically just like kind of in pre-production with a couple of dudes in some like skunk works trying to like prototype something? Like that's not really in production with like a giant team of people. So it's hard to even know what that 7 years really means.
Well, now we're never going to play it.
Wow, it's weird. Feels weird.
But it's okay because we can play Hearthstone.
Another one into the Blizzard graveyard.
Yeah, it's true.